So I'm going to discuss the romantic compatibility between Aries and Leo. So both Aries and Leo are fire signs. So when you have fire and fire, there is a lot of passion, there's a lot of heat, there's definitely a lot of chemistry between one another. The passion is just very strong passion there. There can definitely, though, be some fighting. There cannot be, both signs as fire signs are very prone to anger. So there can definitely be a lot of fighting within this relationship. Both signs are very hot headed and very quick to yell at one another. So that's one of the challenges you have to deal with. But the thing is, with fire signs, as quick as they are to anger, they're just as quick to let it go. So even though there may be quite a bit of fighting, it's like as soon as the fight begins, it's already over because their emotions really just come up and then they go and they just release it. So there's no like resentment, there's no like shoving things under the carpet. They put it out there and they release their emotions. So Aries is a cardinal sign and Leo is a fixed sign. So Aries really likes to initiate things. So Aries is definitely more likely to reach out first, to make the first move, and to really take control of the relationship. Leo, once they get attached, they will definitely really hold on to this relationship. So this is definitely a combination that goes beyond the physical. It can definitely start as strictly physical relationship, but the Leo really gets invested and puts in the work, and the Aries likes that type of challenge. So these are definitely two signs who really fight for one another. So for the planets, Aries is ruled by Mars and Leo is ruled by the Sun. So again, these are both very hot and fiery planets here. Aries, ruled by Mars, is very physical energy. It's very active. It takes initiative. It can be aggressive too. The Leo is as the sun, is very strong and very passionate. But as the sun, it's like all the planets revolve around it. So basically, everyone revolves around Leo. So even though the Leo is a fire sign and the Leo is very action oriented and likes to make moves, they're definitely going to be the ones to more kind of sit back and wait for the other person to make the move first. So between this relationship, definitely Aries is the one who's likely to initiate things, to make the first move, to take control of the relationship. And once the relationship has been fully established, then the Leo is the one to really make sure it keeps going and make sure they always like call back. They're never going to leave an Aries hanging as long as they're interested in them. So the Aries rules the first house, Leo rules the fifth house. So as an Aries, as the firstborn sign of the zodiac, Aries definitely has this youthful quality to them, almost kind of immature in some ways, but it doesn't always have to be good. It can be good or bad, but there's definitely a very like youthful spirit with Aries because they are the first. And as Leo ruling the fifth house, that's the house of children. So that also gives Leo this very youthful and kind of childlike energy. So the relationship between Leo and Aries can be very lighthearted and kind of like innocent and very almost kind of naive too. It's like the two of them jump into this relationship really not knowing what to expect and really just like hoping for the best. And they're sort of like, they just let it happen, I feel like. But yeah, there's like this youthful, childish energy, so they can really have a lot of fun together. So the only warning sign there is that it can be a little trickier for an Aries and a Leo to have a really like solid long-term commitment, because in the beginning stages it's really fun, it's really exciting and lighthearted, but you have to question if it goes beyond that. Does it go beyond the physical? Does it go beyond the initial honeymoon stage? Like, are you willing to really put in the work in this relationship? So, the Aries is ruled by the ram, and Leo is ruled by the lion. So, the ram is really like tiny yet mighty and very overly confident, and they kind of rush into things even when they're not ready at all. The Leo as a lion is sort of the opposite, kind of like the cowardly lion. It's like they're very strong people, but they don't know their own strength. So they're very dignified, so they kind of like to sit back, and it's also why they're not ones to make the first move, because they take rejection very, very harshly, probably the most of all the zodiac signs. So the Aries is very like wants to jump into the relationship, and the Leo sort of feels like there needs to be more trust established before they can move forward. So the Aries could definitely become a little impatient in this relationship. The Leo definitely needs a lot more time. Um, but of course, as long as they're interested, they just need a little bit more time than the Aries. Um, but again, this is very fun and very like childlike, kind of exploring type of energy. So these are two people who really want to explore with one another, and they really want to try new things. And so it actually works out pretty well, because the Leo, being like a little more shyer, is sort of like, I want to do this, but like Aries, you do it first and then I'll come join you type of thing. So let's say the two of them want to go skydiving or something crazy like that. They'll both be excited, but the Leo will be like, okay, Aries, like you have to go first, and then I'll jump along and then I'll join you. So it kind of works in that way. So when it comes to the relationship, Aries is definitely like more of the leader and Leo is the follower. But at the same time, Leo is still high energy and still willing to go along and try all these different things that the Aries wants to try. Um, and when it comes to the overall chemistry, this is really good. There's a lot of fire, there's a lot of passion within the relationship. There's really like no problems in the bedroom. I feel like the Aries is definitely more likely to take initiative, especially if they want to try something different. I feel like the Aries is more likely to be like, let's try doing this instead. And the Leo will be interested, but again, the Leo will be like, okay, you have to do it first, and then I'll go along with it type of thing. Um, but yeah, so I don't see any problems with the chemistry with one another. There's just so much passion. They're both really physically attracted to each other, and there's just a lot of like excitement. It's, regardless of age, it's a very like young love type of feeling. So even if you are older, this type of connection will really make you feel like you're young again. The only warning sign here is that it may be a bit of a struggle to turn it into something more serious and something more long term. So I'm not saying it's not possible, but you do have to, I guess, consider that. If you have like more water and earth signs in your chart, then I feel like the relationship does have more potential. But otherwise, just looking strictly at Aries and Leo, it's going to be a lot of fun at first, but in the long run, it will definitely be a little bit more of a struggle. Okay? So thank you so much for watching. And again, you're not bound to your sun sign. If this is your sun sign, you also want to keep in mind your moon sign or your ascendant sign, whatever you resonate more strongly with. It's different for everyone, and especially in terms of romance, you want to pay attention to your Venus sign too. So I would definitely look at that. So thank you so much for watching.